Recording
Okay.
zone. Recording zone.
Sprint quali is just one lap, by the way. We're
All
not
right.
in film.
Right. Yeah, the recording zone. It will be cut later.
Yeah, I'll unmute if I need to tell you something or in between the races and qualies.
All right. So hello there, everyone else. As we go for another round of CL, it's Easter Island for Chilean race. As we go for a wet quali, that's an interesting one. Only one lap for the sprint qualifying. We are following Glow as of now. A good entry for first corner. This track is not really long, but it can be challenging for some drivers. No close walls, and there's a lot of places that mistakes can be made. As we see another drivers continuously trying their best for this one lap shootout. Is it going to be another great race from our favorite currently running in the race or no? It's going to be who is on pole. It's Barrot running on pole position for sprint. That was real quick. Yeah, that's the beauty of a one lap race. It's Barrow to 32.02. In wet quali, Ludwig is lining up second after winning a JL race. Majumdar goes third, Jeroen is fourth. Captain Toast for Mazars fifth, Ricky sixth, Glow seventh, Albon eighth, Ilbisione ninth, and Kado finishing up the top 10 for the quali. Punk, Getzi, Axis, and Zeta, both everyone lining from 11th, 14th, and the last row is represented by Piggy and Uris, who are more than 1.5 off the pace from everyone else, as it's time to wait for everyone to start finally lining up on for the sprint race. Let's just wait for everyone to get ready. Let's hope that we'll see some clean racing from everyone. It's not going to be very pain for the drivers just to constantly kill one another. And let's see how is the race going to set up. Just as we go for the sprint race, again it's wet. Full wets running for the grid as clouds out, and away we go. It's a good start from Barabat Luig, following Majumda tries to and gets dive into the P2. Geroni also as well claiming P4 for himself. Toast falling to continuing to be in the P5. What happened? What happened? The leaders of the race have fallen into the grass, and it's Barrot from pole to last and Ludwig third to last. Now Geroni, who leads the race. It's first lap, and he already had a resemblance. I think it was a lag rocket that he didn't catch. Albono though running into P3, good for him I guess, as Glow tries to race with him for the first corner. Kado also finding some space for himself with Punk also in there into the fight, as we see another group down there. It's Ilbisione, Ricky, and Ludwig, who's looking to get some places back after an unfortunate lap 1 incident. Barrett as well, pole to last. Is it going to be? No, it's not going to be pole to last to first, as he gets thrown into the grass and back down to P11. And the bottom group, you see Urist, Gutsi, Axis, and Majumdar being last, and it's Piggy of 2 seconds. 3 seconds now in P16. Back to the top, it's still Journey leading the race comfortably for now, as Captain Toast is right behind him in P2. Glow still keeping at P3 though. We see Kazian Albono slowly catching up, inching closer and closer every millisecond, trying to get into the podium positions for the sprint race. Punk as well. There's Ricky trying to fight Ludwig, who's recovering pretty well after an unfortunate start, trying to slip into the long straight of the main circuit. Lap 4 passes up, claimed by Captain Toast in front, who is now who has won the lead from Geroni, seems like so, as both of them has managed to distance themselves from the fight. Albono back to the P4 for himself. I think someone got into the grass, and it's Glow DNF from the race, the first DNF. Let's hope not first of many, as Punk constantly keeping up into the P5. Ricky trying to find any space to go through. So is Ludwig. Both of both of them side by side. Ricky, Punk getting a bit of a slipstream. Albono, very much brave dive from him, going wide in the corner, allowing Ricky and Ludwig to sneak by into P5 and P6, him falling to P7. Albon now has the Dutchman on the inside line. Now on the inside line is him. The Scotsman is keeping up P4 himself. Kado using his opportunity to try and get away from the fighting group, and he does get so. Jeremy is still fighting for a win with Captain Toast. We are halfway through now with lap 6 out of 12 in the very wet sprint, seems like so. And it's still Journey first, Toast in second, keeping up the fighting for himself, going a little bit wide the corner, but still keeping up to try and get into the slipstream of the race leader, Jeruni. He is also looking to get more points onto the board for himself. Calder is now also coming slowly back. The difference between him and Toast melting after he made a mistake on the last corner, letting Jeruni slightly escape to around half a second in front. Ludwig now leads into P4. That was a very impressive recovery from him, from second to last, to now fourth on the grid, managing to overtake Albon and Punk. Whereas at the pole position sitter, it's Barrel, currently sitting P10 behind Seta, who is, whoa, Ricky, what happened to you, as he goes very deep off the track, losing another couple positions for himself, slowing it down, seems like so, but still keeping up the race going. Majumdar and Piki, both teammates, keeping themselves in P13 and P14, and the middle of the grid, Ilbisione trying to race with Zeta. Barrett made move all the way to P7. Glows joining back. Interesting to see, as Gitsi is constantly being on the last place under the group. No brave dives, no overtakes for now done. Axis looking for any gap in Ilbisione's defense. Keeping up close, makes a mistake, and his Axis getting through. Getsley also using the chance to get ahead. Albon, meanwhile, at the top, Punk Albono still keeping P4 and P5 and P6 for themselves. Ludwig still running P7. Kado has managed to catch onto the into the Toast, and Journey is still comfortable in the lead. 1.5 for him. He is on a very good road to maybe finish the sprint also into P1, not from pole position. He started on 4th, the lag rocket that absolutely destroyed the top 3 race made him really a success in overtaking. Let's go down the grid. Is there any action going on? There's Gutsi making another overtake on Missione for 5 for a top 9. Still trying to keep themselves as clear as possible. We saw how clear that can be. Into the top 9, going side by side in the corner. Getty makes a mistake. Missione gets ahead into the last corner. Now we see another small 3-player train forming on Barrot, Albona and Kata in there. Kata trying to make a move. Albona lacking few pixels from getting ahead. Very unfortunate, as still sitting on the rear wing of Albona, side by side into the corner, and now onto hairpin. Oh, Kata, I'm sorry, getting hit into the grass, losing a bit of pace, still trying to dive any Albona at any opportunity they get, and face to do so onto this lap. Into the last lap we go, still keeping up the fight with Albono. Meanwhile, Jeruni now 2.6 lead ahead of Captain Toes in second. Kada and Ludwig fighting for that P3 into the sprint. A good recovery for Ludwig, I have to give it to him, from what was a tragic start, now going for the very well fought for 4th place, as it's Jeruni who manages to win the Chilean C3 sprint in the first place. Second goes to Toast. Kado finishes off the podium ahead of Ludwig. Punk is 5th, Barrot is 6th, Albona and Zeta Kata tied on time. Elbisione managing to hit on the 9. Get P10, Axis 11, Freaky 12. Majumdar didn't recover from the incident at last. Piggy gets 14th place, and Urist gets 15th as the last finisher, as Glow decided to DNF from the sprint after a small incident onto the track. Well, that's all from the sprint. It was a very chaotic start of the race day today. Let's hope to see more action going as it's time to go to the qualifying for Chilean Cipri. It's 31 laps ahead of us of the race with rain coming, I believe. Possible rain, and yeah, that's how it's going to look. Let's see some more action, and it's going to be very interesting if we see.
Feature race is completely dry, mate.
It's a completely dry.
Yeah, features are always
Ah,
dry.
didn't
Quali and race.
I looked at the calendar and it shows like it's
Yeah. To be fair, I forgot to change that like months ago.
yeah. Just look at the calendar and yeah, just going off there. So I blame you. I blame you, not my
That's
fault.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, just let's wait for everyone to get ready for this quali.
Feature quali,
Yeah,
which is 3 laps.
yeah, I know. Two to go. As it's time. Finally, after bits of waiting, we go for the fine feature quali for the feature race for a CL, as we are going to follow Kata for a little bit moment. Oh, they're going slow. Very interesting. Let's go to number 1. Now Ricky Boy start his lap. Very good entry to the turn 1, turn 2, and good exit to turn 3. Is he going to get a bit more lucky in the qualifying? If he qualified 6th for the sprint race, he could be higher. Let's see, as it's Geroni, or now he qualified 4th, won the sprint race. He could be for another win today if he gets lucky in the qualifying, and let's maybe this time without any lag rockets. As crosses the line, it's provisional pole 30.75 ahead of Ludwig 30.87. Ilvisiono lines up third. The pole position sitter from the sprint race, Barrett, is currently 4th. Mr. Ludwig, who had a great recovery, second, and Majumdar, who qualified third in the sprint, all the way down in 13. Very interesting to see. Again, another lap going to be finished. It's going to be an improvement from Geroni crossing the line. It's not going to be any improvement from him. There is a move. It's Majumdar jumping to P6. Getsley also getting to P6 before getting dethroned to P7. It's another Glow again leaves. Interesting. He did not participate in the race, however. Urist is last with Urist is last with 32.25. Candace 14th with 31.80. Captain Toast had a great sprint, currently qualified 13th as it's end of the qualifying. It's a slight improvement for Geroni, but Ilbisione taking the pole, 30.70 from him. Very good time from the drive from Ilbisione for VPT. He claims the pole position. Geroni lines up alongside him on the front row. Where Ludwig, another good qualifying from him for the feature race this time. Third place is just 1/10 away from the pole position. Barot's pole position sitter qualifies 4th in its bank in 5th. Majumdar P6, Piggy P7, Getsley P8, Albonos P9, Kata P10. And in the bottom 5 we see Ricky, Toast, Glow, Caldo, and Urist qualifying as follows, with Urist having the slowest time. And now we are going to wait another 2 hours for drivers to finally decide to mark themselves as ready for the main race. It's last one driver, it's Toast. The last one to mark themselves as ready. And are we going in? Not yet, not yet. Oh, there we go. And finally, after a bit of waiting, we're going for the feature race. We've seen almost all the drivers on the grid going for soft tires, lights out, and away we go. It's Ilbisione coming from pole position. It's Geroni right beside him. He gets a good start. Geroni having to drop back lightly, but still keeping up with him. Ludwig is P4, Barrett is P3. What? There's another. There's a bit small hit of Barrett, but Geroni's rear wing and tries to get ahead. Geroni into the grass, causing a small hit from them. Oh, what a mistake! And almost half the grid going into the grass. And Ludwig is back, almost to last. And let's see if he's going to recover back up. It's Ilvisiona manages to go without a scratch into the lap 1. Now constantly leading the way of Barrett just behind him into the P2, collecting also the fastest lap in the process for now. There's a bit of a gap already formed with the before lap 1 incident, I guess. That's how it's going to be. With Majundar now managing to jump all the way to 3rd, with Gusli 4th, and Albono managing to climb up to P5. Kata P6 and Piggy finishing up the small group into the P7. Still Visiona leading the way is Barrett side by side into the turn number 1. Barrett makes a mistake, not mistake, makes an overtake, I'm sorry, before the corner and gets the position done now into the lead of the ground, into the lead of the Cipri. Visiona though right behind him trying to fight any spot, and he's driving to maybe get the position back from pole position. Majumdar also still keeping P3 for himself with Piggy, his teammate, running into P5, sandwiching Gusli. He makes a mistake. Albono, maybe he could try capitalizing on it with a slipstream going side by side again, and Albono going a bit wide into the corner but making an overtake into the turn number 1. Silva leading the way, a big group forming at the end of the the last one. Kata, what going out into the grass, losing a couple seconds to the peloton and drawing all the way up to the P13 with Oris just behind her. And Ludwig still P12. I'm waiting for that recovery round from second to last to, I don't know, another podium like the sprint. Could be funny to see. Kado Ricky Geruni, he went from P2 to P9. A very unfortunate start for him with the lag rockets, not lag rocket, but probably try sending him wide. Ludwig also up there with unlucky start, another toast podium for him in the sprint, keeping up P7 himself. Albono trying to keep Piggy behind for the P5, getting a good line in turn 1, keeping his position ahead. Not much fighting for now going on. There's a bit of a group still, finding Geroni, Kado, and Ricky. Ricky, what is he doing so low? I thought he was going to qualify a bit higher for him, throwing Kado off the grass, very pushing him wide and making him lose 1 second to him. Trying to keep up with Germany on pace, still P11 for him where he qualified. Ilbisione though fighting with Bar, trying to regain his first position, keeping up very close, but Bar gets very inside line into the corner and still keeping up P1 after a very close call with Visione that tried to overtake him. It was close, but it was not enough to gain back P1 for himself. Majumdar still keeping P3 for himself, for him, and Gusli keeping with him. Majumdar goes for a pit stop, so is Ilbisione, first drivers to pit today. It's Toast also as well, and Geroni and Ricky and Kata seems like to be a last soft runner that goes for a pit stop. Now let's see how those new tires going to come up. Ilbisione on hards, he could try and with this strategy to maybe undercut Barrett to gain back into the first position. Is he going to pit? Yes, he does. It could be very important if he wants to keep a lead for him. Gets now jump into the first place with a medium runner. Punk overextending his soft foot. It's not lap number 9 on this tire compound. Almost drawing closer and closer to the red. And Ludwig now fighting Albono. Ilbisione managed to overtake Barrett via a very well timed pit, so congratulations to him, keeping P5 for himself, just waiting for the drivers in front of them to pit for a new set of tires. Both of them running on hard tire compound. with Barrot having a bit fresher tires and managing to regain position for himself. Punk finally going for a pistol or extending his soft for a bit longer, and emerges P9 behind the freeway fight between Jeruni, Maljumdar and Piggy. Almost went free wide, and it's Kata DNFing from the race. Unfortunate, very unfortunate for them. Going back to the top, it's Gately still leading the race, going for a change of tires. Ludwig now inherits the lead with Barrot and Ilbisiona right behind them. Ilbisiona still trying his best, to make any overtake to any corner to regain his lead. Ludwig keeping Barrot very well behind him as he tries to dives and goes really deep into the corner, but manages to go without hitting too much grass and gets into the lead. Ilbisiona using a mistake from Ludwig and getting ahead of his teammate as well. Barrot slows down. Yeah, Barrot slowed down, I think, returning the position to both teammates and dropping to third. Maybe he made a bit more dirty move than he wanted to, and let them pass. Jump down the grid. It's P4 Jeruni. What a great recovery after a lap one into the Tron into a sand pit. Now back into the P4 on a set of soft. He could be looking for another podium if he gets lucky, as Ludwig now finally going from hards to lower hard. And trying their best to now get as much as he can from the race, as we are now 30 laps into the race. Very interesting race so far. It's Ilbisiona still keeping his lead. He qualified on pole and still keeping up with Barrot, who's trying to sneak by at any point, having that one lap fresher tires, and gets on the inside line and making a dive. He does get ahead of Ilbisiona once again, the same way as he got, and he made a mistake. Ilbisiona is now ahead and gets by, getting back his position. A mistake, a bit costly. Well, a bit costly, losing P1 for himself, trying still to keep up on the tail of Ilbisiona, going into the last quarter and into the main straight. Losing a few tenths to Ilbisiona, defending the inside, and Barrot going on the outside line. Both of them head to head. Barrot gets the inside line, pushing Ilbisiona, and still returning P1 returns to him. Getsley has safely secured for now P3 for himself, with 5 seconds lost to Ilbisiona, who's fighting Barrot for P2, and Ludwig has 2 seconds to him. Although he is on very much fresher hards, he could try to maybe regain some of the lost time. Ludwig pitting for the second time hard to hard. Very interesting strategy compared to others. Well, let's see how that goes up to him. Ilbisiona again returning for the lead, fighting Barrot fiercely, but keeping the position for himself. Barrot trying to get on any inside line he could. Now into the hairpin, Ilbisiona getting a perfect line for himself. Barrot struggling to find any gap in Ilbisiona's defense. Still keeping up with him as he go again to the turn number one. Barrot gets on the inside line and he gets breaks a little later, getting the position back. Ilbisiona has broken too early, seems like, lost few tenths and got himself a position back. I see there is a bit of a squabble now in behind. Let's see, it's Captain Toad versus Piggy and Majumdar versus Ricky, who is not last. He's running P12, and Piggy made a mistake letting Toast escape. Ricky trying. Yep, and really not succeeding at gaining any positions from both teammates. A bit of a train forming up. This fight is still going on. Barrot, they are constantly fighting between another, and Gesly still being 5 seconds behind, safely in P3. Though Ludwig slowly inching closer and closer to Gesly, maybe looking for any gap, and he gets close enough. It's another run into the turn one. No overtakes this time around in between Barrot and Ilbisiona's fight. Seems like Elysian is a bit too far to make any risky move. I would see other drivers probably doing a very brave dive. Ricky, Majumdar and Piggy almost forming a free wide. Ricky losing a position to Majumdar and Piggy squeezing by, trying to squeeze by his teammate as well, getting more inside line, but Majumdar managing to escape his fate. Ricky managing to also get position back. Wait, no, it's still going on now into the hairpin. They break. Piggy gets the most inside line, keeping the Dutchman behind. And still doing their best to not let Ricky pass in any form or shape. Now, three drivers pitting for the second pit stop of the day. Parrot now being alone at the top, with Ilbisiona having new set of cards with himself emerging P4 from his pit stop round. Behind his teammate Ludwig, who finally caught up to Getsley, who is now on very used mediums. He could try to reach, no, oh, he tried to maybe get a slipstream, but he wasn't so lucky as Getsley gets into the pit lane. Barrot emerging again behind Ilbisiona, pitting one lap before really did pay out for Ilbisiona, trying to still keep him behind. Is it going to be a success for him? Ludwig still leading the race on his semi-used hards, so currently on yellow. Ilbisiona made a massive mistake, letting Barrot escape. Geroni makes a move, so is Punk. It's now 1 second lost, or almost 1 second lost from Ilbisiona to Barrot goes into the grass on the straight, losing his lead. Again dives on the grass. It's now what a cinema, and Ilbisiona now provisionally in the lead. Just wait for the cars ahead to pit. It's a 1 second lead between Barrot and Ilbisiona. We went from Ilbisiona having 1 second loss to now Barrot making a very big mistake in the turn number 1, cutting grass. I think I cut the grass this morning. Why are the cars going in there? It's freshly cut, we don't need a new cut, thank you very much. As Barrot now being 1.5 behind Ilbisiona, Geroni keeping Bisiona behind himself, with Ludwig being 3 seconds ahead on his old hard tire compound. With 8 laps to go, Ilbisiona trying to make a move on Geroni. He is slowing him down. Ilbisiona touching grass a little bit, went a bit too much into the grass, though did not lose that much. He's trying to use slipstream to go around the outside Geroni, but has to slow down, not enough for him to overtake, just making Barrot get inching closer as Geroni is constantly edging, but Ilbisiona gets the position done. Now Geroni makes a mistake, Barrot gets very close and he goes wide. What happened with him? His last lap have been all over the place and he's struggling to keep on track, seems like so. Now Geroni has finally pitted. We get to discover the true difference between the race leader Ilbisiona being 1.5 between him and Barrot. Getsley pushes Ludwig into the grass, who has emerged from pit lane on the new set of softs. He's technically the fastest now man on the grid. So is Geroni with also a new set of softs on free stop. That is very interesting. Sitting currently in P7 now. Ludwig has a close run, and Getsley, is he going to get ahead? Getsley is on a slightly used hards. Ludwig is on new softs. He's trying to get on the inside line, and he does get the inside into their turn 1. Very easy move for him, and he gets ahead. Very much so. Kado and Geroni fighting between another. Geroni managing to escape, I think. Is he? I think, yeah, he does get manage to escape Kado, though. Kado still keeping up with him on his medium tires, still fighting for a position. And seems like Geroni is a little bit too far for him to fight. Now it's Getsley trying to get a run on Ludwig, is not diving or anything, not going on the inside line to possibly get a risky move. He cuts the grass just a little bit. I think a lawnmower there. Why I think a lawnmower was there this morning. I don't know why they are constantly cutting grass. I guess the lawnmower left a few places out. Seems like on some corners. Still, Ludwig being chased by Getsley. Orest is being lapped, hitting grass. In the meantime, as Barrot now slowly inching closer to Ilbisiona, who has a great run so far with 4 laps to go. he is doing really well, keeping the lead going. No mistake, no major mistakes whatsoever. I hope commentator's curse is not a thing in here. It would be comical. Anyhow, I don't wish a bad for him. He's doing really well so far. Though Barrot is slowly catching through, it's only zero point 0.7 behind. Doing everything he can to manage to get back what he lost. Gets the another run on Ludwig on the main straight. He's skipping through, no, not risky dive. He's still just getting the slipstream from Ludwig. Not many fights going on right now, so Ricky on Majumdar. We are going on Ricky to Majumdar from for P 11, no 12, 10, I'm sorry, for top 10 between Majumdar and Ricky Boy. Seems like Ricky is trying to get any place down. And it's doing very well. Let's go back to the top 3. Ludwig has been managed to escape. And he's actually catching Barrot. Who managed to catch Ilbision. Is it going to be a very last minute overtake from Barrot onto the second to last lap, and they're going head to head into the hairpin. Barrot is on the outside line and tries to get ahead but fails to do so. Ilbision is still keeping up the position but tries to again on the last corner. He still gets side by side. Barrot starting on the inside line, hitting the slip, going side by side. Ludwig watching from the behind lines. Ilbision breaking early, and it's a mistake. Barrot gets ahead onto the corner. Is Ludwig managing to catch on the soft tire? Ilbision letting him by. Seems like Barrot now clearly in lead. He fought so much and he got so far. He did get a very unfortunate sprint, but he did get an unfortunate quali and first lap as well, but it's his win, and it's Barrot who wins the Chilean Chipri, and it's Ludwig and Ilbision finishing off the podium. It's Getsley managing to get ahead of Jeroni Punk finishing P6 and Kado P7. Galbono getting P8 for himself and Toes, his teammate getting P9, Majumdar P10, Ricky missing the top 10, Piggy P12 and Urist. We are going to watch our warrior Urist, who's making his last lap. It seems like not. And let's see what the race has been. It was a very interesting race, I have to say. It's a Rising Goats GP for the victory. Barrot with the last minute overtake on the final lap, getting ahead of Ilbision and finishing in P1 with Ludwig managing to P2, only 0.3 behind the leader. Ilbision let his teammate by, I believe, until the last lap and finishing P3, and Getsley getting P4. Jeroni with the fastest lap finishing P5, and Puck getting top 6, Cardos P7, Albona and Toast, both Mazar teammates getting 8th and 9th respectively, and Majidar finishing up the top 10. P11 is reserved by Ricky Boy, and 12 goes to Peeling. Urist is 13th, and Kata and Glow has decided to fully retire from the race. Well, it's very interesting. It was very interesting the race to host. And I hope we have some very good drivers that have managed to finish high, willing for interview. Is there anyone? I don't know. Is there anyone here in this voice chat that wants to chat? I have no idea who's who. I'm sorry, it's my first time.
But I did it.
Oh, hello. Hello, how do you feel about your today's performance in the race?
Finally, a decent race after a terrible first half of the season, and yeah, hard work paid off. Yeah, absolutely flabbergasted. I don't know if that is the correct.
You had a great
term.
fight with Ludwig, I have to say. It was a very good run. Congratulations for P4.
Thank
Is
you,
there
thank you.
anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I knew I couldn't keep up with Ludwig because he went out on softs. And yeah, in the end, I was shaking a bit for Charuni behind me with the fastest lap, and of course, Charuni extremely fast on softs as well, and just could keep it together until the line. Yeah, that was really close and good fights. Yes.
Well, again,
Thank you.
congratulations on the P4. And thank you for a few words. Is there anyone else that would be interested in having a chat with me?
Hello.
Goodbye. Okay, hello Ricky. Hello.
Hello.
Uh, how was the race?
Yeah,
finishing,
interesting.
finishing. Let me just quickly check my screenshots. Finishing P11, qualified P11. Sprint was a bit better. How
It
do you
was
feel?
better, and I just randomly TP'd off the track. Um, yeah, I was, I think, fighting for like P5 on in a sprint, and then I just TP'd in a sand, and then the race was ruined. And then the normal race, yeah, expected.
That's thank you for the chat. Is there anyone else that would have been interested in chatting with me? Possibly. I don't think so. Well, seems like not as interesting. Thank you everyone who has been here watching me commentate my first official PC Leagues race. Thank you for allowing me to have such honors. I hope everyone enjoyed my commentary and see you next time, next week. I don't know if I'll be here next time, but thank you everyone who has been watching it and see you next week.